I told you when this lady comes on the scene, things start to happen. I refer to her as my angel. I'm talking about Don Parker. Give it up for Don Parker. As we do have on the radio, I am praying when I say let's go with it. I have Anthony and Chrissy Kent, the creators and founder of the SociaLaughs company. Guys, are you there? Hello.
Hey, yeah.
All right. You scared me there, man. I hope that we're not on no delay thing. Wow. So, well, you don't know how long I've been anticipating this interview for quite some time. As DJ sent me the games in the mail, and we've been playing them ever since I got them, and I just cannot wait to share this with my listeners. Okay, let's start at the beginning because I'm so excited. Now, Anthony and Chrissy Kent are the creators and founders of the company SociaLaughs. Let's talk about that. Either one of you guys go for it. What is SociaLaughs?
Hey, Billy. Good morning. So before we jump in that real quick, I wanted to ask, do you always play baby making music in the morning?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yeah, you know, hey, Anthony, every Saturday, man, we do experience a potential increase in the population, among our listeners.
Oh, yeah, so let me go ahead and kind of give you some background. So SociaLaughs, we created the company back in 2017.
Okay.
The first game we made was Passport to the Hood, Volume 1. And since then, we've also created 4 additional games. So we have Passport to the Hood, Volume 2, Trap Edition. And then we have Passport to the Hood, Volume 3, Feds Watching. And then we also have 2 other games, which is Celeb Said and The Story of My Life. So the Passport to the Hood games are based around, Black culture in totality. So it talks about like the Black experience. It covers Black culture, politics, sports, hip hop, anything that you can think under the sun related to Black people. You'll find information in there. It talks about police brutality, current events you see in the news, quotes and everything you can think of. So that's pretty much summarizes that. And I'll let Chrissy talk about Celeb Said and The Story of My Life.
Yes, so our other 2 games, The Story of My Life, is a trivia game for women. And it just really touches on the different experiences that women have on a daily basis, whether it's related to dating and relationships you have with your homegirls, your coworkers, work-related things. And then our latest game, which is Celeb Said, this focuses on the quotes of the rich and famous. So we're just throwing random quotes on the cards, and we're just having people blurt out the answer. Just a lot of famous quotes that we say on a daily basis sometimes whenever we're cracking jokes. So, yeah, that's our the other 2 games we have out.
Okay, so basically, guys, after playing this game, it will be determined whether or not you keep your black card or not, right?
Yeah, definitely. It'll definitely expose if you live the Black experience or not.
Yeah, you'll get your passport to the hood.
Okay. Well, I want to know. You said this game was created in 2017. I'm anxious to know what inspired the idea, and in whose head did it come in? Chrissy, yours or Anthony's?
Well, so I was the one that came up with the idea for the game. So if anyone knows me, thoughts just come to my mind all the time. Like I'll wake up and have a business idea. So it just kind of came naturally. So when we thought about the potential game, we had a list of potential names for the game. Like, we did a process elimination. Mm-hmm. So when I thought about Passport to the Hood, it's just like a light just went off. It's like, oh man, that's it. Cause it just had a ring to it. And I just felt like the name would sell itself. So that's kind of how it came about. And then, we came up with like maybe 400 plus questions and kind of narrowed it down to ensure we had a suitable product to put out initially.
Okay.
And then with Story of My Life, I came up with that one, and that really stemmed from one day I was at work, and I had braids, and I had a middle-aged white woman come up to me and compliment my hair. In the same instant when she's complimenting my hair, she reaches out, Billy, and she grabs my hair.
She got to touch it.
And I was furious. I was like, you never touch a black woman's hair. Like, somebody
Don't touch my hair. Yeah.
And I came home and I told Anthony, I was like, I'm making a game for women. I need to talk about some issues that black women deal with. And then when I kind of started coming up with some of the questions, it really just turned into overall what women, all ethnicities, the things that we deal with. And so that's where that came from. So a lot of times, just piggybacking off of Anthony, our games, they're inspired by our experiences that we have on a day-to-day basis, whether it's coming directly from me and Anthony's experience or it's something I may have heard from one of my cousins, something that they tell me, or just anything that we all can relate to.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I got waves. I got a lot of waves, Chrissy. And, some of my coworkers, they look at my hair, and I can see their thoughts come up over their head. I said, don't even think about touching my waves, man. Don't even think about it. But, okay, now, once the idea is in your head, how long does it take for you to bring that idea out and bring it into fruition and make the game real?
So, Passport to the Hood Volume 1, it probably took maybe about 7 months to get it in production.
Okay.
So we had the idea. First, it starts with an idea, and then you got to kind of like throw stuff on the wall, like, hey, is this going to work? Is that not going to work? So it's pretty much trying to refine the questions, the idea, how we're going to market it, how does it sound, how people going to receive it. So that took about initial 7 months to actually, think about everything, get a production, and get it out in the market. Mm-hmm. The Celeb Set game that we put out, I actually had that sit on the burner for about a year.
Okay.
So, sometimes I'll think about the idea, and I'll go ahead and, buy the website, the trademark, and then I'll probably spend about a year just kind of working on the instructions of the game,
right.
Some of the cards, the aesthetics, the design work. All those things are taking. It takes time to work on because I want to make sure we put out a good product initially.
Right. Okay, my first experience or encounter with it came last Christmas. I have a daughter who lives in Jacksonville, Florida. She and one of her friends came up for Christmas, and she had the Passport to the Hood. And, man, we had loads of fun, and I was saying, dang, I never really had an opportunity to find out how she had, where she got the game and how I could get it. And then one day, a couple of weeks ago, DJ Hardy, he emailed me with the information, and I was like knocked backwards, man. I said, and then he sent me a set of the games, and I took it a couple of weekends ago to Poplar Bluff, Missouri. Got another daughter there, and we took the games up. They had loads of fun, man. I said, I got to get these guys on the radio so that we can get this out and make it, prevalent in this area to all of my listeners, because it is so fun, especially now during the social lockdown and the pandemic and all. This is excellent, man. This is excellent. So,
yeah, absolutely.
So let us know how we can get the games, and, for more information, I know because the instructions on how to play the game are all in there. It's all inclusive, but share with our listeners how they can get, the games.
So you can purchase any of our games from our website, which is SociaLaughs.com. So it's SociaLaughs.com. We also sell all of our games on Amazon as well.
Okay. So you can't find them at Targets or Walmart or nothing like that?
No, we're strictly just online based at this time.
Okay. That's great. Well, okay, guys, I would love for one of our listeners to win an edition of the games, and I want the listener to win this thing. I want you guys to formulate a question based on what we've talked about during the interview, and the first correct caller will win what?
Okay, well, actually, Billy, if it's okay with you, me and my husband thought that maybe we could just ask a couple of questions from our actual game, just so people can get an idea of what we have in our game.
Yeah.
And whoever calls in and gives the correct answer, they will win a deck that card came from, whichever game that came from.
That's absolutely perfect, Chrissy. That's perfect, man. Okay, so is there any other thing that you guys want to share with our listeners before you ask the question? Because I got to give another number. The engineer has come in here. She's rigged something up here. And so my listeners, I'm going to have to give them another number. They got to write it down and all of that because the original number is not working now. So you guys just go and give us your last words, and then you ask the question. I'm going to write the question down, repeat it, and all of that stuff, and give them the numbers. And all of this will be recorded. I'll send you guys a copy of the winner and all of that stuff. And, you guys can take it from there. All right? So go for it, your last words.
Last words. For anyone who wants to be entertained, if you want to have a good time with your family, friends, if you want to just have a good time virtually, like on a Zoom call, our definitely a go-to for a good night. You can have some drinks, pop a bottle, take some shots. So definitely go to our website, SociaLaughs.com. Take a look at Passport to the Hood. We also have triple packs, combo packs. We even have the MVP pack. So if you want to get everything, get the MVP. So the MVP will have Passport to the Hood, SociaLaughs, and the story of my life. So definitely a good night and a good time.
All right, man. And we did a Zoom version of. We played the game on Zoom too during our family reunion, virtual family reunion. And I'm telling you, man, these games are great. Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely it's an opportune time, especially with the pandemic going on right now, and we feel like we're able to bring laughter into people's homes right now during these rough times that everyone is going through.
Yep. And let me caution you, it will start some arguments too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's going to start some arguments. And, one thing that we wanted to make sure that we did with this game is that, of course, we wanted to make sure we had cards that were funny, to really give you a good laugh. But we wanted to also include questions in our game to really spark some conversations within the group that you're playing with and talk about some important topics, but to have it in a light environment.
Right. You guys did an excellent job. Are there any other games on the horizon that you guys are working on, forthcoming?
Yeah, so I actually have two games in our toolkit. They're both trivia games, so eventually, the Lord willing, we will have another version of Passport to the Hood, and I also have another trivia game that we're working on a concept for, but I can't give out too many details right now. Somebody might run off and take my ideas, so that's definitely out there. We also have some ideas for some future merchandise, like T-shirts with catchy sayings.
Okay.
And then lastly, we actually kind of flirted with this like back in 2017. We eventually want to have an actual live game. Mm-hmm. So hopefully I'll be able to link up with the right production company, and hopefully we'll be able to bring our games to the actual TV screen eventually. So that's a more long-term plan.
I take it you guys are married.
Yes. 5 years.
5 years, okay. It's nothing like being equally yoked, man. Both of you guys seem to be focused in on the same thing. You both have that dynamic personality, man, and I'm praying that God will grant that union long life and prosperity.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
All right. Okay, then. So you guys, what questions are you going to... I want my listeners to listen closely now, because they're going to ask the question. I'm going to write these questions down, and I'll be able to repeat them. I've got my copy of the games in studio with me, so just in case I forget. Okay, so what game is it coming from, and what's the questions?
Okay, so our first question is going to come from our Celeb Said game.
Okay.
So this is a game that focus game.
Okay.